Hey girly pop, let's talk chastity covers, okay? So within the past couple of years, the romance genre has been huge just in general, like for a long time, but for the past couple of years on social media, the romance genre has pretty much exploded. And the thing that I've noticed is that a lot of authors are starting to move more towards discreet covers, or as I have lovingly dubbed them, chastity covers, instead of the classic ripped man couple covers. And I find it very interesting because I think that chastity covers can be done really, really well. I think they can add something to what the story is about. I think they can accurately depict what the story is about, but I think that a lot of the times, they don't. So I've got a couple of books series that we're gonna look at today to see, do I prefer the chastity cover or do I prefer the rock hard man cover? If you want to, feel free to let me know what you think about all of these covers down below. Which ones would you choose? Which ones do you like better? Do you like your people on your covers or do you like flowers? Let me know. So the first one that we're gonna look at today, if I can pull it up, is the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark. So the man cover on this, see, I have to say, if I'm reading a book with a person on the cover, I don't really like faces on books for some reason. I don't like to see an actual human being, if that makes sense. I feel like it limits my imagination a lot of the character because a lot of the times the way that the character is written doesn't exactly match the person that they've chosen as the model for the book. That's just a personal thing for me. I know that's not the case for everybody, but that's just a personal thing for me. I'm not crazy about faces. That being said, that man is objectively attractive. It's a good cover. It's a nice cover. That man's cute, objectively attractive man. Great cover. The chastity cover, however, I fucking love. I love the discreet covers for this series. I think that the artist did a fantastic job with the covers. Callum is allergic to strawberries, and Callum and Ada's marriage is an arranged marriage, and they don't really like each other that much. So when Ada figures out that he is allergic to strawberries, she eats a shit ton of strawberries before their wedding day and accidentally, on purpose, causes him to have a pretty massive allergic reaction. So the strawberries on the cover, I think, is perfect. I feel like this cover really adds something to the book because you wouldn't know the reference to strawberries until you've read the book, you know? But yeah, I think it really, really fits with the book. So I'm going with chastity cover. The next one that I'm gonna look at is the Chestnut Springs series. This one is one of the ones that doesn't just have a super hot man on the cover, it is a picture of the couple. I really like these covers. They're still sexy. They tell you what is going to be found in this book. It's obvious that it's a romance book. It depicts what it is. Again, I'm not crazy about faces on my covers. I can ignore it for these because I genuinely think that these are just objectively beautiful covers. The discreet covers, I'm not 100% about. I think it shows that this is kind of like a Western. That is what I'm feeling from this. We've got a skull on a fence, and it looks like kind of like an antique mirror and the classic kind of westerny font. I think this looks like a Western. I mean, if it wasn't named Flawless, you could name this Hunting the Buffalo in the Arizona. I don't know. Is that like a bull skull? I mean, that would make sense because the first book is a bull rider. I don't know my skulls, people. I'm not familiar with the anatomy of the skeletal system of a cow. I'm not 100% positive, but it could be a bull skull. It could very well also be a buffalo. I have no idea. And because I have no idea, I'm definitely gonna have to go with the people covers on this one. I'm not crazy about the discreet covers on that one. The Priest series by Sierra Simone. I haven't personally read this series, but this is one that I think is talked about a lot within the romance circle, like this change from man cover to flower cover. This is a really great example of that. I do know this is a taboo priest romance. I think that the man cover depicts it pretty well. I mean, obviously, this man is hot. He is praying. He may or may not be a priest. Who knows? Who really cares? It's a hot man and it's praying and it says, "Forgive us our sins." I think that fits with the story from what I know of it. Now, when you go over to the chastity cover, I don't think that depicts taboo priest romance. Does that, I mean, besides the title, and it kept the forgive us our sins, if you took all of that away, this looks like one of the Twilight books. I'm not crazy about it. It looks like one of the Twilight covers. I'll put the Twilight cover up here. That's what it looks like to me. So if you took away priest and forgive us our sins, I would think that this is a rebranding of the Twilight books. I like the man cover. We're voting man cover on this. The Playing for Keeps series by Becca Mack, the first one being Consider Me, which is one of my favorite books that I've read this year. Yeah, okay, so when you look at this cover, this man cover, it's not 100% obvious that this is a hockey romance, but this man is covered in sweat, so he's obviously doing some sort of manual exertion. So I really like it, and I also really appreciate that the face is not 100% in this, and that's another thing that I liked about the man cover of Priest as well. The face is not 100% in the cover. I love this cover. I think it's beautiful, and I love the blue. I've really been loving blue this year, so maybe that's, you know, a little bit of bias, as well as this being one of my favorite books of the year. Now, the Chastity cover carries over the blue, but I don't understand it. I don't get it. There's trees, there's clouds. That does not scream hockey romance to me. Does it scream hockey romance to you? Because it doesn't scream hockey romance to me. This screams, I'm lost in forest under a cumulonimbus. That is what this screams to me. This does not scream hockey romance. I also think it's painfully plain. Yeah, no, I'm not crazy about it. I like the man cover. Windy City series. Let's see. I like the man cover. I think it depicts exactly what it is. I think there's a hockey puck there. Is that a hockey puck? I'm not sure. It's a hockey romance. I love the font for these books as well. And you've got a super hot man. Don't love that there's a face on it, but I can get down with it. I can get down with it. He's objectively attractive. He's a beautiful man. The Chastity covers I love as well. You can see the city in the background, but you've also got a huge airplane, and the heroine in this book is a new flight attendant for the hockey team, so they meet on the airplane. I think that's a big part of the story. I really like the Chastity covers. I also really like the man cover. I'm gonna say personally I like the Discreet covers better. So we have one more to talk about, and it's going to be the Salacious Players Club series by Sarah Kate. Praise is a BDSM age gap romance, and I think that the man cover, although it has a face on it, and I'm not crazy about faces on my cover, I think that accurately depicts that. I mean, you've got a man with a little bit of gray, and he's looking real dominant in that picture. The Chastity cover, I don't like at all. It took me at least 15 seconds to realize that that was the back of a heel in this, and not a oblong inky waterfall or a questionable upside down triangle. I had no idea what that was at first. It may have been obvious to you, it may just be me, but that was not obvious to me that that was a heel. It took me a second. I was trying to puzzle out what the hell that was in that picture. I don't think that accurately represents ex-boyfriend's dad. I really, really like the man cover though. I think it represents what's going on, who we're talking about. So I'm gonna give it to man cover. So the final tally is 2-4, with man covers being the winner. I really thought that I was going to vastly prefer Discreet covers, not because of the discretion, but because the kind of objects, I like objects on covers. I like flowers. I like things like that. But I don't know. I really was digging these man covers today, I guess. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun going through these. This was fun. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. I hope you have a fan-fucking-tastic day, gorgeous, and I will see you next time.